Hello, Anti-Patience here. So today I'll be going over what I call a burner percent run. So this means that throughout the entire run, I will not be allowing myself to use any form of electrical inserters or mining drills. So that limits me to coal-powered burner inserters and burner drills. I will have some exceptions though. So for example, I don't want to have to deal with biters quite yet. That sounds pretty awful. I don't think I need these turned up that high, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is effectively just an any percent run. Yeah, so this is effectively just an any percent run, except I am limiting myself in technologies. There are other things, so I can only use level 1 gray inserters. So those produce at half the rate of a player. I will only be allowing myself level 2 inserters whenever a liquid is required. So that's, electric engines, sulfuric acid technology, stuff like that. I'm also limiting myself to yellow transport belts, which isn't that much of an issue if you consider that... Oh, cliffs will also be off. It's not that much of an issue that I'm only going to be allowing myself yellow inserters, because what are they called? Burner inserters cannot take off of a red belt unless it's completely backed up, so I don't think that would be a very reliable way of achieving a high throughput.
The only thing it really affects is I can only go 4 squares instead of 6 using underground belts.
Let's see, what other exceptions do I have? I am allowing my self-construction bots. Those will be the only high-level technology that I'm allowing, and that is mostly because rotating burner inserters is absolutely terrible. It's just the worst, because when you have one rotated vertically, one rotated horizontally, and one rotated facing down, if you accidentally misclick, it replaces it, so it's just usually takes 6 attempts for me to place 3 inserters, and that's just a lot of effort. So instead, I am just going to... Oh, I cannot disable anything here. So instead, I will just be going with construction bots, just mostly to avoid that, but also, I don't know, I wanted to make this pleasant, which is why biters are also disabled, or effectively disabled. Because at the end of the day, I want to have fun with this. I don't want it to be, miserable. So that's why I have these exceptions. And let's see, what else? Oh, I'm also only going to be allowing myself steam power, but it's not like I need solar energy anyway, so that's not really an issue. Let's see, that is all I have to this run. So let's get started. So the reason I'm doing this, mostly because it just sounded like a fun logical challenge. You have to really rethink how you do setups, because you have to have coal on about 3/4 of every belt. Not 3/4, 1/4 of every belt requires coal. So that might not sound like a lot, but that really limits your freedom when it comes to making condense things or going with direct insertion methods. You have to have roughly 3 to 4 inserters for every 1 regular inserter you would have in a standard run. So those just add up to a lot of logical challenges. And you also have an input issue, which is not something you generally have to consider with yellow inserters. Sometimes you do, but you can usually either solve it with a stack inserter or a fast inserter. With this one, your only option is doing multiple inserters. And that's not really the best option all the time. It may sound pretty much the same, but remember, you use 3 inserters for every 1 inserter on average. So you're limited on how many inserters you can have. So you can't just have 4 inputting if you want to be able to make a scalable setup. And that's the other issue. If you want it to be scalable in one direction, you have a lot of issues with If you want it to scale in one direction, you tend to have a lot of issues with input. So yeah, I just think it's a fun logical challenge. I don't think I need many chests, but I'll make some. Anyway, let's see if I can find some rocks. Any coal rocks? Nope. I don't even have non-coal rocks. Oh well. This is a bad idea. There we go. I forgot it's a lot faster to mine coal than it is to mine iron. Or, it's a lot faster to mine the coal you need than it is to mine the iron you need. Because you can manually mine coal and supply, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 burner drills. Wow. Okay. There are no rocks. That's disappointing. Maybe I should have searched more to start myself in a desert. This is also a very terrible starting base, but it looks like if I go over here, I'll have a lot of vertical space to work with. So let's go for that. So yeah, I don't have any rocks, so I'm going to have to mine a lot more trees than I normally would. Just because it's a little bit faster than... Let's see, oh, I also need stone. But yeah, I'm mining a little bit more trees than I normally would. Just because I can't get a coal rock. But this isn't a speed run by most definitions of the word. Like, it's not fast. Then again, there are speed runs for some games that are in the 40-hour range, so I guess comparatively to that, it actually is pretty fast. So I also use a lot of stone, a lot more stone than you normally would to do something like this. So yeah, my original goal, or my first goal, will be to get the run to under 8 hours. It'll be cool if I can do that during this Let's Play, but this is only my second attempt at this run, so we'll see if that actually works out. But last time I tried it, my first attempt, I got 11 hours. So that's really not bad, considering that was my first attempt at a really, really stupid challenge. That's basically the only way I can describe it. But it's also a fun challenge, and that's the important thing. Okay, so coal is not priority right now. Why do I keep mining it? Just keep chopping down the trees. So I also have some blueprints, so those will be pretty nice. Coal... Actually, copper really isn't needed in that large of a quantity, which is really convenient. It buys me a lot more time before I have to focus on coal. Not coal, sorry. Copper. It just means I can focus on one resource for a lot longer and scale up my iron way before I need more than like half a belt of copper, which will be pretty great. This Let's Play also has some other challenges. Well, not challenges per se, but you don't really need any technologies. So it's really hard to figure out what techs you need to buy and what techs you can ignore because you don't really need many of them. Like, I could go pretty much any technology I buy aside from stack size and resource mining efficiency is pretty nice. So aside from those two, pretty much every tech I buy is solely geared towards getting the tech required to launch a rocket. Let's see. Okay, now I can get coal up and running. Oops, wrong one. Okay, let's see. Do I have enough stone? Yes, I do. Okay, so I think I can stop mining these pretty soon. Let's see, I can make power right here pretty easily. There we go. And drop one so that way there's no downtime. Now I can start putting things on my quick access bar. There we go. So I actually learned this pretty recently. If you hold Z, or if you press C when you're hovering over something, it only drops a single item in there, which was a major quality of life improvement. Like, dang. Because before I would have to sit there and I'd split a stack, and then I'd split a stack, and then I'd split another stack, and another stack, and another stack, and you get the picture. I would split something just to get like 3 coal out of it. But now I can just zoop. Okay, so far this is scaling pretty good. I don't think I need coal yet. I guess I can just craft that all, so that way I'm always crafting. I'll probably get more iron by the time I need it anyway. Grab some wood. Not that I need it in high quantities, because I barely even need power, but still nice to have. Okay, get some more, and I think I can get a couple more here. Drop that in, drop that in. Grab this, and let's expand coal. Looking good. Now I can just do my little circle, take what I need from that chest, and continue on. So the start of this is very similar to other runs. However, there is one different catch where I can make as many burner inserters and drills as I want, and stone furnaces, because they're never going to be outdated. So normally, you don't want to waste that many resources on burner runs, on burner stuff whenever you start, because you'll probably need it at some point in time. You won't need it after a certain point in time, which is usually like 20 minutes into the run. This way, they keep useful for way longer, and I can just make however many I feel like. Queue up some of these. I should probably start working on a science packs whenever I get more stone furnaces. So let's get some coal production up. Or sorry, copper. Copper production. And stop that. Do my little circle. Queue up as many furnaces as I can. What? Oh, did I just drop those all on the ground? Oops. I don't really know what I want to do there. Let's just do a little droppy drop. Keep going. Do the little circle. Oh man. Okay, I think I need to step up my stone production. You get the weirdest bottlenecks. Like, you don't normally need this much stone, but when you need a stone furnace for hundreds of burners, you you do need this much stone. It's weird. You know, I did an entire run like this, and I'm still not used to this. Although, unlike most players, I do actually tend to keep using burners for a lot longer. Okay, there we go. So my goal for this session is to make energy, and then I'll call it, well, not call it a day, but I'll take a short break and record the next Let's Play. But energy just seems like a nice organic stopping point. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Labs. 1, 1, and I need an offshore pump. Okay, so let's see how I'll need to plan out my factory while this craft. So I'm hoping that there's a lot of vertical space here. If this carries over, that will make things difficult. But what I want is I want my furnaces to be right here or so, and then I want to have, I guess you could call it a bus, but it's not exactly a bus. It's kind of going to be like a direct insertion with splitters style bus, because I don't have the output to do a standard bus. Also, combining coal would make a regular bus pretty complicated. So we'll be going up here, planning my factory there. Power production can be here, nice and out of the way. And I can just route this coal to it. Oop. Gotta fill it up. There we go. And I basically just want to craft furnaces anytime I get the chance. Sets the offshore pump. I will start it right here. I have some power. This will last me a really long time, because I will have, what, one machine using it for a really long time. Like, when you don't use power for anything except really slow assemblers, you don't actually use much power, which is really nice. Like, I definitely recommend it. There we go. And then I got my power, and I have an assembling machine. Not an assembling machine. What's it called? Lab. And I'm researching assembling machines. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so that will keep researching. While that does that, I'll just craft a bunch of gears, and some electronic circuits, and some copper cables. Because, you know, this isn't, like I said, this isn't a speed run, but you always want to be crafting something, especially early on. But even more especially with this style playthrough, I never get fast crafting speed, like ever, so my player crafting is always a very important, it always plays a very important role. Oops, I keep dropping coal onto those. Oops. Okay, how's my automation research coming? Pretty good. So I actually want to drag this power over here, because I made this mistake the first time I did this, where I kept it super close and wasted a ton of time constantly going back up there in the beginning to walk to my assemblers. And that wastes a lot of time, especially when I know that coal will last me ages. Like, I don't really need to do that. And some more of these. There we go. That looks like a good stopping point. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. I will be trying to do this in under 8 hours. So next one, hopefully I can get basic burner inserters and burner drills automated. Thank you all for watching.